Hey, good morning, everyone. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Good morning, good morning. Okay. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know that I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Okay, with that being said, let's get started. I was looking through my results yesterday, and I'll tell you, I came across something very interesting that I wanted to share. We have I was running a strategy that has a 2-minute data series, a 2-minute bar, and for the month of September, excuse me. Now, I don't have a lot of data for this strategy, but you can see on my summary that it has an extremely high winning percentage. It's at 72%. It's trading a 2-minute on the NASDAQ, and I'm going to show you what the parameters of the strategy are. And I'm also going to put it on my trade copier today, and we'll see how it does. So I'm going to make my leader account. What it is it's a Sim NQ Smart Stop. This one. And I'm going to select my follower accounts, and we'll see how it goes. I'll put one on this one and one on another one. I'll put it on this one. Lock her up. Oop, unlock her up. Lock her up. And let's let that one rip. So what I found with this strategy, with a 72% win rate, and the risk to reward on this is very interesting. This is the interesting thing about this strategy, is it's a signal C entry. No, excuse me. It's a signal A, B, and C entry. Let's put it on that strategy. So it uses all of our entries. Order submitted. 2-minute smart stop. Wait a minute. Sim NQ 2-minute smart stop. This one. Okay, I have it. Oh, hold on. I have it on the wrong one. Let me get out of this trade. Oh, no. I'm just going to close out. Okay, I had it on the wrong strategy. The correct one is the Sim NQ 2-minute Smart Stop. Oh, I did have it on the right strategy. Oh, jeez. Okay. So the interesting thing about this strategy, let me make sure I didn't disable it. I did. The interesting thing about this strategy is not only that it uses all of our triggers, the A, B, and C entries, but the ATM on it is the most interesting thing. The ATM on it, it has a 100-tick stop, a 100-tick profit target, so it's a 1-for-1 risk to reward, but we're giving the trade a lot of room. Now, it just jumped in, and you can see I have a 100-tick stop, a 100-tick profit target on the NQ, and we're giving it plenty of room, and I have a smart stop exit. So if I get a bearish engulfing candle, it's going to immediately take me out of the trade. But from what I'm seeing on the performance, it does It doesn't win every trade, obviously. It won 70% of them. But if I look at the trades, if I look at the analysis of it, you could see on my trades that the max profit is 500 and the max loss is 400. This one, it looks like it exited a little early. So it has about a 70%, 77% win rate. It just took a huge loser just now. So you have to have a little bit of a strong stomach, because if you do take a full loser, it's a 100-tick full loser. For this one, it was a $420 loser. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. I'm going to keep it on my one of my evaluation accounts and see how it does today. Good morning, Stapleton. So that'll be fun to watch. It looks like our Russell RTY hit the one-day pass. Let's see what's on the leaderboard. Always like to see what comes up above the radar. Pre-market, it was the Russell one-day pass, the NQ30 ABC, Smart Stop 1. Steven is up and running. The NQ 2-minute bot. Let's take a look at the NQ 2-minute bot. That's our retirement strategy, retirement plan. I'm not sure what the loss limit is on this. Let's check real quick. Oh, it's very high. Okay. So it'll keep trading. Let's take a quick look at the overall look of the market here. Ranging market. A ranging, choppy market. Order submitted. Order submitted. Yesterday was a huge move up. We're getting a little bit of a retracement here early. Order submitted. But since that big leg up it took yesterday, we've been in a very ranging sideways market. So we'll see how that plays out. Proceed with caution. Order submitted. Order submitted. Proceed with caution. Here's a gold trade. We've got a 15-tick trailing stop, and it looks like it has really good volume for gold. 1,200 contracts a minute. Gold is a safe haven. Order submitted. Okay, let me go. For the one-day passes, we have a strategy that we have for prop traders that will help you pass the evaluations by getting you through the evaluation in just one trade. Right now, we've got a really hot one in crude oil. Crude oil this week is on a win streak. Look at this ES. Um, Market structure-wise, we're set up really nicely here for a short on the E-mini. Whether or not you want to wait for a pullback, I don't know. But we've got the market internals arrow, that red arrow, signifying there's a disparity between downtick and uptick. There's a majority of sellers right now in the E-mini. You can see prices just broke below the VWAP, where yesterday it was way above the VWAP. Today, this morning, it's broke below the VWAP. Our 15 is below our 50. It's crossed over our 50 and it's red. And our 50 EMA is also red. And our ES Signal B drone, that's the one I'm running 24/7. Did take that entry. Normally we wait to use our Signal B until about 10:30, but I'm running the drone, a version of the drones, 24 hours a day. So this is going to take trades at all times just to gather the data to see if we're missing any sessions that are profitable. So the new technology that's being released very shortly are the dynamically changing trading hour sessions. Our drones are running 24/7, 24/5, 23 hours, 5 days a week, and even on Sunday night. And it's feeding the information to the bot on exactly what times it should be taking trades, where it has the most probability of being profitable. So the NASDAQ is in a very ranging market. Let's keep an eye on gold and crude. Let's see what's going on with gold and crude. I don't see crude on my leaderboard, so I can only imagine my signal A and signal B, signal A, excuse me, on crude oil has a very small profit. Here goes the signal B on the E-mini, pushing lower. We had a really great meeting with Dan, one of our members. Mark and I met with Dan. He's got some really great insight and information on the markets and a trigger that we're pull back and go trigger that we're really looking at deeply. In fact, we're already testing it actually. I love that signal B entry. It was set up short, and it's pushing. I'm going to keep an eye on the exit again. Yesterday we found that having the slope of the fast line at 7, we gave back a little too much profits. E-mini short. Got that big candle. Are we going to have a meltdown on the NASDAQ? We'll see. We're back in short on the NASDAQ. This is a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I would need this trade here to get back to break even. The problem is I've got a whole lot of support to the downside. that I have to get through. Normally, I like my profit target to have a clear shot. No lines of support or resistance, no pivots, no supply and demand zones, or we call them volume zones. Nothing in our way. That's not the case on this entry here. Well, it's got some pressure to the downside. Let's see if it can break. Get in the profit window. Get in there. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Made some nice money on that trade. The ES is pushing down. Everything was pointing to a short trade there. Gave us that early entry signal with that red triangle. That's our market internal signal. And that's when that signal B fired off that entry. And it paid off nicely. It's up $825 right now. Yeah, Mike, I was just talking before you got here that I was testing a strategy that has an even risk to reward ratio. It's got a 100 tick stop, a 100 tick profit target, and it fires any entry, A, B, or C. Doesn't make a difference. And it goes for 100 ticks of profit with a 100 tick stop loss. And I was showing the results of it, which I'll flash above. I'll flash on my screen again. For the month of September, but this is only really today's the 5th trading session. I had a few days that I didn't run this. I didn't run this strategy. So between the 9th and the 12th, the strategy's up $4,000. You can see very little drawdown. My max drawdown 700. If you're a prop trader or a live account, that drawdown can be very painful. This one, it's minimal. It's very efficient. Is why I really liked it. And the win rate is something that is significantly higher than the other strategies. So it's on a 2-minute data series. It runs on the NASDAQ. It has a 100 tick stop loss and a 100 tick profit target. Order submitted. Now I want to watch. I'm hoping this ES retraces back because I want to see where this is going to exit. Because I really want to adjust my stop, my stop strategy, I should say. If it's not going to be effective. So we were up 700 or 800 on the trade, and now it's retracing back to about 400. I currently have my stop pinned to my 15 EMA with a slope of 7. It's an EMA of an EMA, which is a smoothed out version. Another strategy that I noticed is doing extremely well. I think it was the 2-minute bot. I was amazed. No, maybe it wasn't that one.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I just made a little adjustment because if you saw the trade before, I am running it on the NQ 2-minute smart stop. It's on this bottom right screen, Stapleton. I'm not going to try to not touch it. It just came very close to my profit target, so I squeezed the stop down on it because I really wanted to have a window, and I'm just going to check that really quick. I hate to disable it while it's running, but I just want to put a profit window if it doesn't have it. I really like the profit window. Yeah, if it comes within 10 ticks of my profit target, I'll put it 15. I'm a little more conservative. Then the profit window will kick in. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let it run, Stapleton.
Order submitted.
And we'll see how it does today.
Order submitted.
Crude oil is continuing its trek down, lower. I'll put him in there today, Ron. I will put them in today. I wish I had it saved and I would open it up for you. Well, let me open it up for you real quick. And I'll take some screenshots of it. Now this I want you to know that the performance I showed you it's only 4 or 5 trading sessions. It's not a lot of data. I wouldn't bet the farm on it. And it hasn't been officially released by Right Line Trading, but because you asked for it, here are the inputs. I'm just going to take some quick screenshots.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
And where I'm going to put them is in the very bottom channel of our Discord chat. And I'll do it as soon as I'm done trading. And that's pretty much it there. So the data series is a 2-minute.
Order submitted.
Okay. So we're back enabled. And I'm going to put them in the channel that's labeled in the AI Auto Trader, the strategy collaboration.
Order submitted.
Has a 73% win rate. And with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, we need our win rate to be a little higher, obviously. But it's not going to pull in as many losers from what I see so far, which is very little data.
Order submitted.
Okay. It's in there now. If you're in our Discord, it's in the strategy collaboration channel. And all of the screenshots that I just took are there. Okay?
Order submitted.
Excuse me. Okay.
Order submitted.
There was a few others that I wanted to highlight, but let's continue to let this run in the background. I got a close eye on the ES. Really want to get the trade management down on this because this is all this week
Order submitted.
with these big short moves, and yesterday afternoon, of course, with the big long move. What a huge turnaround. They really faked us out big time. After that CPI report, they made it look like we were headed to the basement.
Order
And David Wise told me, hey, things are going to get bullish here.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submit. Order submit. Order
Okay.
submitted.
I see these crosses. We have every single entry enabled, so I'm really surprised it's not trading like a wild man, but it's not. Which is good because it's a ranging choppy market so far. Now this is kind of the entry that Dan was telling us about yesterday. It's this retracement back up to the 15 and continuation down.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, where I left off was with crude oil. The crude oil 1-day pass is doing extremely well this week. You see we're at a win rate. It's going to be high, a percent profitable rate, I should say.
Order submitted.
62%. For a 1-day pass running 62%, well, we've all seen what crude's done this week. It's been
Order submitted.
tremendous moves. See if we're in any open positions here on crude. We are. So the signal A on crude is right back in. Let's take a look. Oh, wow.
Order submitted.
Came really close to our stop there. We've got a 15-tick trailer on crude. This looks like it could hit our signal C entry here if it rolls down. Oh, it's trying to push up through the zone. I was showing a really cool indicator. It's called our consolidation indicator. I noticed that a number of our trades fail when they get caught up in these areas of, we call them areas of consolidation, these sideways channels, that we don't want to get caught up in this chop. And a lot of times the breaks out of those channels are pretty substantial. So we have an indicator called the consolidation indicator, where we can define these channels.
Order submitted.
It's this consolidation. Right now we have a 120 tick range, which is kind of big. Let's narrow it down a little.
Order submitted.
And you can see when you're inside of those channels, you're in some extreme chop. Stay out of them. We also have in our automated strategy something called a delay. For each entry, you can delay the entry, delay the trigger by a set number of bars. So if you don't want to get caught up in this sideways movement, if you delay your entry by 1 or 2 bars, it will kind of sidestep these consolidation patterns, and with the 2-bar delay, pop you in at a more opportune moment. Here's our signal C. Our signal C isn't normally a strategy that gets faked out. Let's take a look and see how it does on this trade. It did take the short entry.
Order submitted.
The strategy is looking at a 20-unit Renko when it took this trade. The data series on my charts are 30 range, so it's not exactly the same.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Didn't do well on that trade.
Order submitted.
Gold is still running.
Order submitted.
Okay, it's looking at a 2-minute data series. I think it would be more fair to put this account up here. That's why I keep looking at this chart saying, I wonder why I didn't take that entry. It's because it's looking at a 2-minute. So let's put it on the right data series. That'll give us a better perspective of what it's looking at. Okay. Let's go to our 30 range ABC. The one that's doing the best pre-market is this one.
Order submitted.
It already hit its profit target. I like the fact that it doesn't take many trades. Oh, you know what? We're outside of our window. Okay. I'm glad I thought of it. Jeez, my mind is... It's hard to remember everything. There's a lot of strategies. That specific strategy, it's important to know the trading hours.
Submitted.
If you noticed on my analysis, there's a time that's cut out. I'm wondering why is this thing not trading? I got A, B, and C. But look, unfortunately, this section is cut out. So I think we would get really bored watching it not take trades, unfortunately.
Order submitted.
So let's find a different one to keep an eye on. There was a few that came across my radar. That 30 range signal A, I think that was what it was. The signal A bot. Does good, but right now, well, it's not great. Let's look for one that's great. This is how my analysis so far is going on the 30 range on the signal A. Ever since I started running the 24-hour a day drones, which has been the entire week this week, you could see the times of the day that it's profitable. These windows in that London Open, let me tell you, they're really starting to get juicy. Starting at 4 a.m., 4:30, right up to 6:30. Net profit of 738, running at 4:30 to 5. The most profitable window this week has been that 1 o'clock, right after lunch. $1,000 from 1 to 1:30. 10:30 is our next best. This is the Signal A AI drone. Yeah, Melissa, we were talking about that. If today's your first day joining us, my name's Rory Powers. I'm with Right Line Trading, and I want to thank you. We're highlighting the AI Auto Trader, and this is a fully automated system that trades in the NinjaTrader 8 platform. With the prop firms, specifically Apex, because I did my homework, this is regarded as a semi-automated system. The reason being is it's a self-directed strategy. In the NinjaTrader 8 platform, it comes in a strategy template that our team of our staff optimizes these templates professionally. We use AI technology to get the optimizations, the best optimizations for our inputs. The system will automatically, dynamically change these. Right now, certain components of it, and starting hopefully this Friday, it's going to also do the trading session hours dynamically. So when I show you a performance graph that looks like this with these big green bars, what the logic of this system, the technology of the system will do is it will dynamically change the inputs of your strategy to trade only during the 3 peak windows, up to 3 peak. It's up to you. If you only want to trade the best window, you can put just give me the best window, and it'll just put in the one that does the absolute best. If you want the 2 best, it'll put in the 2 best windows, and it'll go all the way up to 3. Okay, so that came way too far back on us on the ES. So on that ES Signal B drone, I'm trying to find the strategy. I want to make an adjustment to it and kind of think out loud why I'm doing it. Let me disable it first, and then I'm going to open it up. And what happened was my trade, my entry, at about 9:45 was up $600-700. I had the stop pinned to my 15 EMA on a momentum-based trailing stop. However, I saw that once it retraced, it gave back all of my profits, which is not the spirit of my stop strategy in my mind. So one thing I can do to tighten it up is in my global parameters, I could take my fast line period and I can make it a little bit faster. In fact, I'm going to bring it down to a 4.
Order submitted.
This way, it's going to change colors faster. It's going to go from red, in this case, to yellow or green much, much faster. It's going to make it a tighter stop. At 12.50 a tick, we have to make an adjustment. Now, I might find that 4 isn't the optimal setting. Or I could just go to a straight trailing stop and make it very simple. I can do a trailing stop of 10 ticks or 12 ticks, 2 or 3 points, and have a defined trailing stop value. But I'm going to try to stick with my momentum-based trailing stop, and I'm going to just change the slope of my 15 EMA or my fast line, and I changed it from a 7 to a 4. And I'll keep an eye on that. But I know 7 is much too loose. Let's see how our 6 Unorenko strategy is doing. Yeah, Ron, I have the new update installed. We've been testing it now for some time. I've got it running here on this computer. And those are the new integrations that will be released very shortly.
Order submitted.
Our ES 5-minute that takes reversals is in. It's taking a long trade on the E-mini. So the ES signal A is our reversal strategy. And that strategy is looking for reversals. Most of the time on the E-mini, they're counter trend trades.
Order submitted.
Gold is in a signal B. Back to the downside.
Order submitted.
Yeah, maybe we're going to get a push up here. See if it can break through all of this. This is a good window for the ABC stop 1. So maybe I'll take my drone, now that the market's starting to move a little better. Take my copier, and I'm going to copy what I'm looking at here. is I'm looking at the time analysis of the NQ30 range Smart Stop 1. If I had to pick between the three for 10 o'clock, and this is going to all be done automatically, dynamically while you're trading. My AI model is almost there now. So I like the Smart Stop 1 right here. Let's give it a try. I'm going to go to my trade copier. And what I could do with this is I could take this one and duplicate it in a new tab. And I can unlock it and change my leader account. I'm going to take this off and make this 38. And I'm going to make my leader account the NQ30 range. This one.
Order submitted.
I'm going to have to reset it because it hit its profit limit. So I'm going to go to my strategies. I think the profit goal on that is 1500. So I'm just going to go find that strategy and disable it and re-enable it. That resets the daily profit loss and profit target for that specific strategy.
Order submitted.
Okay, we'll see how this one does now. That's some really nice E-mini strategies. I'm going to really start trying to focus on those. I think they're more my speed. When things start moving real fast, I tried with the Steven strategy. And a lot of our members have a lot of success with it. I know Stephen A. was crushing it. And the strategy does extremely well. It just, I don't know what it is. I just can't do well with it. I tried this week. For me, I needed something a little slower and more conservative. It suits my style a little better. You're right, Dr. Jeff. You read my mind, I tell you. That's what I was thinking. Why not trade it with micros? Especially that one that has a 100 tick stop loss. It's like, well, I sure don't want to lose 500 on one trade. But if you go to a micro, it's 50.
Order submitted.
Or two micros, 100.
Order
Here we go. Let's see if we can get some follow through now to the upside. Now this is not the one that has the 100 tick stop. This is one that I just saw is doing good at this time of day. And it did extremely well pre-market. So we're going to let that one take a few trades. It took a loser there for 245. 245 loser on that one. Another thing I was looking at Steven, is when it does good. This week, Steven crushed it from 9:30 to 10:30. The number one window being 10 to 10:30, which is right now.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Oh, it's back in.
Order submitted.
Let's see how it does on this trade. Now this has that smart stop 1, which is it exits when it deems the market to be oversold.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Nothing easy today, that's for sure. Wow, look at this. Look at the Russell. This is the Russell. It's got, man, does it do well? Starting at 10. They're not huge gains, but they are consistent. Let's see what the summary looks like. That's the signal A on the Russell. Max drawdown is 600. It's $1,000 for the week. That's trading one contract. 53% win rate. About a 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. Here's a nice strategy here. This is also a test template. For the week, it's a 63% win rate. Total net profit $1,300. Took 19 trades this week. Very little drawdown. Very efficient. This is a very conservative strategy that I'm testing. SimUB test. What it is, I'll tell you right now. I hope I didn't get rid of it. Here it is. It's the ES. Wow, it's an ES on a 2 Unorenco. It trades from 11:30 to 1. This week it's done extremely well. I think I have some history on this one. Also, I'll take a further look back. Wow, look at this. That ES on the 2U, if I go back to August 1st, is up $3,150. 45% win rate. 2-to-1 risk to reward. Boy, that's very impressive.
Order submitted.
That's very good. On a 2 Unorenco, you'd think you'd have a lot more trades. I'd probably have a lot of conditions. Knowing me, I've probably checked off a number of conditions in order for it to enter a trade. Take a look at that. It uses a signal C entry with barely nothing, with a bias. So the bias signal is it has to have a multi-time frame alignment, a trend. So on a 2 Unorenco, well, it's actually looking, my bias indicator is looking at a 13 range. A 2 Unorenco, we use fib numbers. Normally is looking at a 5 or an 8 range. So this one's looking at a 13 range. So a multi-time frame alignment of trend is the only filter on signal C. The bias has to be up, up, down, down. And we respect the VWAP. Got to be above or below. We're not going to trade into the VWAP. No trailer. Unbelievable. Wow. It has the break-even plus 10 at 25 ticks. That's another way we can manage the positions. We can go to break-even plus 10. So we're locking in 2.5 points of profit with this break-even plus. Our stop will go to break-even once it gets to 25 ticks plus 10. So you lock in 10 ticks of profit. So you really be 15 ticks behind price in that scenario. And it's using a smart stop exit for candle recognition. It's trading a 248 Unorenco bar. The data series is a 248. Unorenco bars are calculated in ticks. There was another one that I wanted to show you. YM Bot has had a tremendous week. YM 1 day pass, not so much. Gold. Was it gold? I thought it was one of the NASDAQ strategies. Ooh, look at this. Our PA account. We have a custom template to trade PA accounts. Once you've gotten funded, this is a strategy that's a lot more conservative, has a much more modest profit target and stop. That one's up nicely this week.
Order submitted.
Yes, Frank. Let's see if the E-mini, we're above the VWAP now, we're headed up. That signal A entry was a beauty. Our 20U is hanging in there. 20U is back up $300. Crude on the signal A is back up.
Order submitted.
See, here we go again with this retracement on the ES. This is another one that I moved my stop on it. You know what? Let me move it back down and just see, because it should be pinned to the 15 automatically. This one doesn't seem like it's because it was a different entry. That's what it was. On the signal A entry.
Order submitted.
Oh, here we go. We're in our
Order submitted.
smart stop 1. Let's see if we can get on the board with this one. This one's starting to look really good. Oh, my profit window kicked in. Oh, could go
Order
all the way. Nice one. Nice one. So we caught a nice winner on that smart stop 1.
Order submitted.
Yeah, it's not going to work either. So that's the signal A AI drone. I wonder where the bot exited. Didn't even take the trade. Might have hit my loss limit. That's what happened. All right, let's close this.
Order submitted.
Let's look at the stop strategy.
Order submitted.
So my stop strategy on this was the smart stop 3. Taking a reversal. Do we have the 50 signal? No. So it's going to be trading down into the potentially into the moving average on the signal A entry. I think I'm going to go with a trailer on this because the entry's a reversal. So I think I'm going to go with a trailing stop on this one just to see how it works. We'll trail it by 3 points. Or by 4 points. My profit window is I have a very ambitious profit target. I'm going to trail it by 4 points or 16 ticks on this ES signal A. I don't want to use the stop that's tied to the 15 EMA because if you look, if it takes a reversal, you're above the 15 EMA and you trade right into it. It's not going to be as effective as when you're taking a B or C. So I'm going to use just a regular trailing stop. I'm going to trail the trade by 4 points and go for a 90-tick profit target. If I go 75 ticks, I'll make it a little bigger. Well, then I'll still be okay. So if I go, because we're going to be trailing it by 16. So if I get within 10 ticks, it'll squeeze it even further. And I'll be in my profit window. So I'm going to give that a try on the ES 5-minute signal A drone. That's the signal A. Hey, we're back in. Okay, here we go.
Order submitted.
It took the long smart stop.
Order submitted.
Look at that. Oh, good. I'm glad it did. So I locked in some nice profits on that trade, and it appears it was a good exit. See what happens here. To really see, yeah, it was a real good exit. Now it's flying to the downside. Come on.
Order submitted.
Hey, J Amo. The way one decides is our decisions are really all based on the historical performance. We want to trade our strongest strategies only. The system really has a diversified portfolio of instruments. So it keeps its finger on the pulse of the market to account for sector rotation, for institutional money rotating their equity from one asset class to the other for one reason or another. They want to put their money where they feel it's at the least amount of risk. So we're trading 6 different instruments and keeping a very close eye on what the performance is. We have an AI integration that will dynamically adjust the position of your stop and targets that we've released. We also have a self-learning component that looks at candlestick patterns for smart exits. Now, the third integration that's going to be coming out, hopefully this Friday, is our dynamically changing trading sessions. The system will look at an instrument's performance, and over the course of the 23 hours in a day, for example, you might have in your performance something that looks like this that signifies your P&L for each half hour of the day. Well, the third component and the new integration that will be released hopefully this week will dynamically change in your bot the trading session hour. So to only trade during the most profitable times of the day historically. So moving forward, after this update is released, it's all going to be done automatically for you. The decision process is going to be made for you. However, right now, if you were without this new update, we would make our decisions that are solely based on the performance, past performance of the strategies, knowing how they perform. We put a big weight on, I always call it, what have you done for me lately? We begin running the strategies pre-market, and certain ones come up to the top of our leaderboard. And those are the ones that usually are going to trade well that session. Then we look at a 3-day look back, a 30-day look back, and we make a determination. I like to, when I do the YouTube live streams, I alternate with Mark Miller. Mark Miller will, if you haven't had the opportunity to see Mark, I highly recommend coming in tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern. He's, I like to call it prop trading on steroids. He's really a phenomenal prop trader. I mean, he's taken it to the nth level, to the 10th degree, and it's really fun to watch. He has potential, the potential. I think he runs 15 or 20 accounts at once, to 10 or 20x each one of his trades. So it's really a lot of fun to watch. A lot of money on the line. Really none of his own, just the cost of the evaluations. Great job, Marcy. So, Jacob, that's how we decide which ones. If you look on the strategies that you're running, and if you look at the value of your accounts, you'll see which ones historically are doing the best. I really recommend opening up your trade performance in your Ninja Trader. Ninja Trader has an extremely powerful component that does an incredible job of breaking down the P&L of what you've won, what you've lost, when you did it. It gives you a ton of information. You can go down to the trades and look at the look at all of the metrics, the MAE, the MFE, the ETD. It does just a tremendous job of giving you the breakdown of your performance, and you can even measure, determine how far of a look back you want to do. And take each one of the strategies, one by one, filter them out. When you order the system, the strategies come out of the box with their own separate SIM account. Every single strategy has its own separate SIM account. So prior to going live, we're not going to go live with a head first dive into a pool of the unknown. We're going to set it up with a separate SIM account for each and every strategy. This will give us the ability to use this trade performance metric and filter out each individual strategy by performance. And we'll know which ones are doing the best, which ones are worth trading, which ones we want to stay away from. And sometimes they'll change. It's just the way the market works.
Order submitted.
This sideways pattern. which makes me think of where we started earlier today when I share people some of our members' screens and even on my own. These sideways channels that I was kind of showing earlier on this 2-minute chart. When we get into those sideways channels and it's very choppy, I don't know if you could see this. Let me see if I can move it down some. The pivot is a little in the way, but there's a red line here defining this channel and a blue line on top. There's the blue line. There's the red line. That's showing me, hey, this thing is in consolidation. We're in one of those sideways channels. And if you see those, we're putting a condition into the system that's going to protect us from getting into these trades that are just sideways and getting chopped to pieces. So being able to sidestep the losers, more important than getting into the winners. The Russell signal B, doing extremely well. Wow, look at the Russell. That's why. This is another one of those times they do this sector rotation. This is kind of what I was just talking about. They're really pumping money into the Russell right now. Our 1-day pass, you could see the long entry it took and scored big. It's a perfect 1-day pass. Congratulations, Stephen. So let's take a look at the Russell signal B. So, this is, how to decide. You asked the question, Jacob, about how do we decide which one. The Russell drone came up on my leaderboard. I like to put my accounts, and I'll click on gross realized and bring the best strategies to the top. These are the ones that I want to focus my attention on. These are the ones that I want to try to capitalize on. For one reason or another, they're doing well. And those are the ones I want to be trading. So I think this is the first step here, is looking at the ones that are performing the best. So it's the Signal B bot. That's up 660. You can see the entries it took. They're just beautiful. Look at this chart on the Russell. Now we're getting a nice pullback to the 50.
Order submitted.
We'd like it to come. Well, this is the trade that Dan and I and Mark were looking at yesterday, where it retraces back. We were looking at a 13 EMA. Retraces back to the 13 and bounces up. With that volume zone above us, we would want to break this area of support first, this area of resistance.
Order submitted.
Okay, here we go. Smart stop too. Yeah, that's a good one. Smart stop 2. That's a good one, Stephen.
Order submitted.
Our 2-minute retirement plan is in. The bot and drone. The E-mini 6U.
Order submitted.
Now that area of resistance becomes support. And bounce right through nicely. Let's get one more.
Order submitted.
Took the smart stop on me. Wow. Boy, I had big plans for that trade. I was feeling good about it. Oh, man. Got me on the smart stop. Well, I guess it's smarter than I am. I was just feeling it too, man. I was ready to start flipping that profit target up to the moon. Well, now it's reversing, so good thing I didn't. Why did your haymaker take the trade? Jacob, that's not the haymaker. That's the the RBT. Oh, yeah. That's the 30 range ABC, Smart Stop 1. In my chart trader, you could see the strategy that was running in. Hey, Moses. I'm going to put a link in the chat box for you, and it'll also have the phone number here if you'd like to talk. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, but in the meantime, I'm going to put a link in the chat box that has more information on the system and how to get started. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at this crude. Launched. My screen might go blank for just a second. I just want to get Moses a link.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Oh, we're back in. Here we go.
Order submitted.
Got plenty of room here to mature to the downside. We're in one of those channels that we were discussing. Um, but we've got room on this ATM strategy.
Order submitted.
The strategy we were talking about at the very beginning, that 2 minute. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit now.
Order submitted.
We were talking, it took a smart stop again. The strategy that we were talking about at the very beginning was the NQ 2 minute. This smart stop strategy's got my apex up 455 so far. So Jacob, it came up right up to the top of my radar this morning. It was up 1500, and it made me do a little bit more of an investigation into when it does really well. And I saw it did well about this time of the day. So I put it on this Apex account, and it's up 455. That's not to say that's going to happen every day. We lose. We do take losses. Okay, so now we're trailing the E-mini trade a little differently. We're not going to be as generous, as loose. It might cost us, but sometimes it's better to get half a loaf than a poke in the eye. Okay, I like the way that managed a little better. It was a little tight, but I can live with that much better. Ooh, our Russell jumped. Okay, Moses, I got it. I just need to put it on a notepad first. At YouTube, they make it a little more complicated. I think what I'm going to do over the weekend is take out the images that are in my charts and do. Now that I saw Mark Miller without the background pictures, it looked a lot nicer, I think. Okay, let me get this to Moses. Uh, Here it is, Moses.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, we're back in long. Got those hammers. Headed up. Headed up.
Order submitted.
Took a smart stop. Locked in a small gain. Oh. Uh-oh. Unknown request affected order. Huh. That was weird.
Order submitted.
It got back in, but not on my Apex account. It gave me a weird... Let me look at my Rhythmic. Positions. Oh. Well, unfortunately, I missed this trade for some reason. Apex gave me a weird message. It actually hit its profit target again. So it won 1,500 twice on this strategy. I'm going to reset it again. This strategy is doing really well today. This is the one, this 30 range ABC Smart Stop 1. So it's got a $1,500 per session trading target. I'm up 500. I think what I'll do is I'll switch to my other Apex because that's kind of my goal for the day on that one. So let me find that strategy. I'm going to reset it since it seems to be doing really well today. And I am going to put it on number 37. Okay, let's let the good times roll. $30 range signal. Hey, let's take a look at the... Oh, we're in another trade on gold. Not anymore. Yeah, we're in a trade in gold. Let's check out the gold trade. Wow, gold's headed up to the moon. Holy moly. We're in it too. Let's see what it's doing. And the YM. Let's find the YM. The YM's hot today as well. The Dow Industrial. Oh, we're back in. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to push up higher. Let's back off it some.
Order submitted.
Push through. Go ahead. Nice.
Order submitted.
All right. What? Oh my God. Oh. You know, I don't see how it's possible. Oh, I'll be damned. It gave me a $230 winner, but my P&L, I was at about 500. Boy, they really get you, don't they? Should have never squeezed that thing. Boy, was I crazy. Those are one of those bonehead plays, that I'm famous for.
Order submitted.
Look at that. Oh, God, I was in this monster. Oh, oh, oh. Rory, 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 Rory.
Order submitted.
Ay.
Order submitted.
Oh, it jumped right back in. I should still be in the last trade. I'll tell you, we're a little overbought. I think I want to bail on this trade. I just think we're overbought already. See a retracement coming.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Took the smart stop. We're almost coming into our window. Let me bring this down just a little bit. I know, Marcy is just it's incredible. Marcy, we're meeting today. I know we have that appointment. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick. Oh, it's 11:15. I was really hoping. All right. Well, I think I'll go ahead and wrap things up. The leaderboard today. Here we go. We got a good retracement here. Back to the 50. Here we go. Just push up. We've got some upside resistance. We could get a stutter step here. Let's hold up. This is why that couple bar delay that I was talking about is another solution to stay out of the chop. Now we're getting a real big pullback. Oh Lord. Uh-oh. We're back in short. Took a smart stop. Oh, wish it didn't. Well, actually, it was a good exit. Watch the short roll right here. Watch the short roll. Right off the 50. Here we go. Still stutter stepping. A little bit of a sideways channel right here. We're stuck between the 15 and the 50. Just push right down to this. There we go. That's a good entry too. I like it. Give this one some room to operate.
Order submitted.
Come on down. Still stuck in that sideways channel. Boy, this thing could jump up. Ooh. Go ahead down. Come on. Oh, we're stuck in that channel. Let's see if we could find our way out of it. To the downside. Go ahead. Go ahead. Break out. Break down. All right, let's call this the last trade of the day. In a sideways channel that could break up or down. Market structure-wise, on a 30 range, we've got a red 50, 15 below the 50. But it is very tight. Come on, break down. Big push down. Shoot. This is just the channel we don't want to be in.
Order submitted.
This is a perfect example of exactly where we want to stay out of those channels of consolidation. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. Hmm. Push down now. I want out of this.
Order
All right,
submitted.
I got out. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard. This is the way it's going to end. Oh,
Order submitted.
jeez. This is the way it's going to end for me. Uh, yeah, I'm not in on this trade, actually. I turned off my copier. Um, so I did have one Apex account at 535. That was trading the strategy we're watching now, the NQ30 range ABC Smart Stop 1. And I'm just going to close
Order
this.
submitted.
And that was number one for the day. Our RTY one-day pass came through. The YM on the 4 Unorenco and the 10 range
Order submitted.
both did very well. The entries were A and C. A and C. On the Russell, the B did very well. The Russell trended really nice. Had a big, huge move down and then back up. YM continues to be very consistent. It doesn't, it's not eye-popping numbers that it does, but it's very consistent, a couple $100 a day throughout this whole week. Crude oil, about break even. So that's how it ended up today. I did share that strategy that trades the 2-minute on the NASDAQ. Now it dropped all the way down. And that's in the Discord chat group. Remember, it only has 4 or 5 days of data. And it does have a significant amount of risk with a 100-tick stop. So you may want to go a couple micros, try it in sim, see how it runs. And then just keep in mind we have very little data to back up that that's going to be a great strategy. The first 4 or 5 days it did extremely well. So tomorrow, please come back and join us. Mark Miller's going to be on, God willing, and it's Miller time for Friday. So I hope you'll be back, same time, same channel. Have a blessed day, everybody. Stephen, Dr. Jeff, let me answer your question. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Let's see, Stephen. Minus 710 for Stephen. All right. You're welcome, Marcy. Have a blessed day. I'll talk to you later this afternoon. Have a great day, everybody. So long.